What's up guys, Groovy Guitar Dude here with a beginner ukulele tutorial for Bellyache by Billie Eilish. If this video helps you out, hit that like and subscribe button and let me know down in the comments below what other songs by Billie Eilish that you want to learn on ukulele. Guys, the first thing you want to know to play Bellyache on ukulele is that we're going to be in standard tuning and we are not going to need a capo to play this song. The next thing we would usually go over for a song is the structure, but for Bellyache we're actually going to repeat the same chord progression with the same strum pattern through the whole entire song. So you don't need to worry about the structure for this one. And the last thing that you want to know before we dive into Bellyache is the three chords that we need to play this song. The first one is C, the next one is A minor, and the last one is E minor. And I'll have chord charts for all of those in the pinned comment below for those of you who need them. And with all that in mind, guys, let's dive into Bellyache. Man, Bellyache is one of my favorite Billie Eilish songs. It's so fun to play on guitar, and I was jamming around on it trying to play it on uke last night, and I just found this way that I thought sounded so cool and was so fun to play that I had to share it with you guys. So with that in mind, again, Bellyache is just one chord progression and one strum pattern repeated through the whole entire song. Now, there are some cool little tricks, which you probably saw in the very beginning. We'll get to those in just a minute, but first let's look at the base of this, which is the chord progression and strum pattern. So, the chord progression that's going to be repeating through the whole entire song is going to be C, A minor, E minor, and E minor again. And that chord progression is going to repeat through literally the whole entire song start to finish. So what we're going to be doing for strum pattern for each one of those chords is this. Start with our C chord as our example. For each chord, we're going to play down, up, little pause, down, up, little pause, and then up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just like that for each chord. I know that some of that's underlined. We'll get to that in just a minute. That's some of that fancy stuff. But that's the basic strum pattern that we're going to be using through the whole entire song. Now, that might not look so basic, so let's break that down and get it a little closer to full speed. So again, starting with our C chord here. The way that's actually going to space out is about like this. It's going to go down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Just about like that. That's pretty close to full speed, and we're going to play that for each chord. So a little walkthrough of what that'll look like with the whole chord progression is about like this. Again, starting with our C chord, we'll go down, up, down, up, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, up, down, 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 up. Just about like that, repeated over and over again through pretty much the whole entire song. Just like that. Now, again, we can add some fancy, cool little techniques to get that more similar to what the actual guitar in the song sounds like, but we'll get there in just a second. But I want to make sure you guys got that basic part down, because if you're a beginner and you don't want to add any of that cool little fancy stuff in there, if you want to just get the basic parts of this song down and be able to play it even as a beginner, this is actually a great place to stop here and just learn this part first, that you can add the fancy stuff in later. So one more little quick walkthrough of that before we actually do a playthrough will look about like this. Again, this is our chord progression, strum pattern, none of the fancy stuff. This is just the basic part. Again, down, up, down, up, up, down, 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 up. Just like that. And again, that's the super beginner friendly way without any of the fancy stuff. We'll get into that stuff in just a minute. But first, a little playthrough of that a couple of times through without me talking will look about like this. So that is the basic chord progression and the basic strum pattern that's going to repeat all the way through Bellyache. Now let's add in some of that fancy stuff that I was showing you guys in the very beginning of this lesson. So this is where that underlined part of the strum pattern comes in, because for that underlined part, we're going to be adding a little bit of something different to our chords over on this side to get that little bit of a different sound that matches up better with the guitar in this song. So let's walk through this chord by chord and plug in those different parts. We'll start with our C chord here. So again, the underlined parts of these chords are usually going to be pretty much the same. There are some exceptions, but again, we'll walk through it chord by chord. So for our C chord, we're going to start here. We're going to go down, up, And then for that underlined part there, that first up strum in the last section there, we're going to add a second fret on the E string, and we're going to use that and keep that there for that whole underlined part. So from there, up, down, up, down, up, and then we're going to take it back off for those last two strums to a regular C. We're going to go down, up, just like that. So again, walking through that C chord slowly, we've got down, up, add in that third on the E string, up, down, up, take it back off, down, up, just like that, and a little closer to full speed, just like that. That should sound pretty close to the original song now, and kind of that original guitar part in the song. So that's basically what we're going to be doing for each one of these chords. That was obviously our C chord, our first one. So next from there, we're on to our A minor. For our A minor, we're going to do something very similar, but obviously just a little bit different. So for our A minor, we'll start there with the regular A minor. We're going to go down, up, and then we're to our underlined part. For our underlined part, we're going to go add a fifth fret to the E string, just like that. So you can do that with your ring finger or your pinky, whatever's more comfortable. And then you're going to go up, down, up. And then we're going to take that fifth fret on the E off and put a third fret on the E for those last two strums. So last two strums there, we've got second on the G and third on the E. And we're going to go down, up, just like that. One more little walkthrough of that chord. We're going to go down, up, down, up, just like that. And that's our A minor chord. So one more time through that, a little closer to full speed. About like that. And again, that should sound more similar to what's actually being played on guitar in the original song. So last, that brings us to our E minors, and we are going to be doing two separate things for each E minor, which may seem a little confusing. I promise it's easier than it sounds. So this is going to be a little different. We're going to start with our E minor here for our first E minor, but we're actually going to take our middle finger off. So we just have a second fret on that bottom string, and then a fourth fret on that third string from the bottom, just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to start again, same thing here. We'll go down, up, just like that. And then for the underlined part, we're actually going to add that middle finger back onto the third fret of the E string. And then we're going to go up, down, up, and then take it back off for that last down, up. Just like that. So again, one more time through that. We've got our regular E minor, but we're going to take that middle finger off there. We're going to go down, up, and then we're going to put that middle finger back on third of the E string for that full E minor chord. We're going to go up, down, up, and then take it back off for those last two strums, down, up, just like that. So one time through that full speed. Just like that. And again, that should sound a lot like the song. This should be starting to piece together to sound more and more like the actual song. And then that's going to bring us into our last E minor chord. And this one is going to be very similar, but just a little bit different from the previous E minor chord. So same thing here. We're going to keep that middle finger off. So all we have right now is that finger right there, second on the bottom string, and our fourth on the third string from the bottom. For this one, same thing here. We're going to start there. We're going to go down, up. And then we're into our underlined part, and this is getting to be a little bit funky, but what we're going to do is we're going to do a fifth fret with our pinky on the E string. So that is going to be what we're going to be playing for our underlined part right there. That fifth fret, basically the E minor, but with a fifth fret added on to the E string. So from there, we're going to go up, down, up. And then we're going to take that fifth fret off and put a third fret back on the E string to finish that chord out with those last two strums as a regular E minor. Down, up, just like that. And that's it, guys. That's that last chord. So walking through that one more time, that last chord, we're going to go down, up, down, up, down, down, just like that. And a little bit closer to full speed. And again, that's going to sound a lot more accurate to that actual guitar that's being played in the song. A little bit more tricky, but if you're a little bit more to an intermediate or advanced level player with uke, this should be no problem. It's not too terribly complicated, but it makes it sound a lot more true to the original song. So one more little walkthrough of that whole thing there before we do a playthrough will look about like this. We'll start with our C chord. We'll go, and then to our A minor. And then to our E minors. And then last E minor. Just about like that. I had like a tiny little mess up there in that first E minor, but that's going to be the gist of it, guys. And that is just going to repeat again through the whole song, just like we talked about for that last more basic version. This is just the more kind of intricate version that matches up a little bit more closely with that actual guitar being played in the song. So guys, really cool part, a lot of fun. It's totally up to your skill level whether you play this one or that little bit more beginner-friendly one. I like to play this one because I think it sounds really cool with the original song, and it's fun to play once you get in the groove of it. So guys, a couple of times all the way through that chord progression and strum pattern with those little bit of funky, cool add-ins will look about like this without me talking. And guys, that is everything you need to know to play bellyache on ukulele. As always, if you have any questions, you can hit me up in the comments down below. I'm usually pretty quick getting back to those. And again, if this video helped you out, hit that subscribe button. I have about 800 other guitar and ukulele lessons on this channel, and I usually try to post at least 3 to 5 new lessons every single week. So if you're learning guitar or ukulele, there could not be a more perfect channel for you to check out. If you want to see what songs I'm jamming on, where I'm traveling right now, or pictures of my dog, you can hit up my Instagram at @thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below. And lastly, guys, if you want to support the channel and get your name in the credits at the end of each new guitar or ukulele tutorial, you can hit up my Patreon at patreon.com/thegroovyguitardude. Link for that will be in the description below as well. Guys, Bellyache is such a cool song. It's definitely one of my favorite Billie Eilish songs. I actually made a guitar lesson for this song a long time ago. It was super fun to make, and it seemed like you guys loved that. So I decided I wanted to make a ukulele tutorial for it as well, because I've been jamming on a lot of uke lately. I was just playing around with this one last night, and I thought it'd be really fun to share with you guys. This is a super cool song, and it's pretty beginner friendly to play. What's cool about it is that it pretty much does repeat the same thing through the whole entire song. So even though it's maybe just a little bit tricky with those kind of transition parts, and it is a little bit funky with that, it does just repeat that through the whole song. So once you get that down, it's not too terribly difficult, because it's just the same thing over and over again. So guys, I had a lot of fun learning this song. I hope you guys have a lot of fun learning it as well. I hope you have a wonderful day. I'll see y'all soon.